Hello, grade sevens. Welcome to this week's math assignment. So you will be starting a geometry math project. It's called 2D and 3D Town. As you can imagine, things that are going to be in your project include angles, lines, polygons, and solid geometry. So that's where the 2D and 3D comes from. So your task is to design a map that includes several different kinds of lines, angles, polygons, and solid geometry shape. Your map can be a town, your neighborhood, or a made-up place. However, it must include the following. So over here, I have a list of everything that you're going to need to include. And then there are some hints that tell you how many you need to have and then how many sides. So for example, police station, hexagon, 6 sides. A lot of the stuff you are already familiar with. But yeah, so I will let you guys read that on your own. I don't want to go through all of them. But I just wanted to go over the expectations and what you must include. So you must come up with names for what is included on your map. So for example, there's street names. Because it says you have to create a street that are parallel, for example. So make sure that each street has a name. So this could be Sarah Street or Leon Street or Jaden's ice cream shop. So street names and building names must have their own thing. So for example, it says school. You could make it Aubrey Elementary School if you want. So just remember to give a creative name to what you have included. And I said street names and buildings must be named in order to receive full credit, and you must label it. Okay. Other things that are included in the project, I put what materials to use. You need paper, pencil crayons, or markers are fine. Fine liners are recommended, but everything else is mandatory. So let me just change that. Your map must be neat, colored, and legible if it is hand drawn. Lines must be straight. No sketches allowed. Make sure that it is neat and a final copy. If you want a bigger map, you can tape or glue pieces of paper together so that it is bigger and you have more room. Or you could do it double-sided and just make sure that you have a picture of both sides or that you scan both sides. I also included that your project may be drawn on graph paper or copy paper. You may use a ruler. In fact, it is encouraged that you use a ruler. If you do not have a ruler, make sure you use a straight surface like the edge of a book or a piece of paper. And then other things that you must include. So this can be on the project directly or on a side page. So this is kind of most of the things that we have gone over. So things that you need to include for area, and it says you need to state the base length or height if necessary. So for example, for your parallelogram, it says you need the area of one parallelogram. So for this one, you must include the base and the height. So you have to state base, height, and area. So if your base is 2 centimeters and your height is 2 centimeters, your area would be 4 centimeters squared. Okay? And then it says one trapezoid, top and bottom base and height, one triangle, base and height, one circle, so you can include radius or diameter, circumference, and area. Okay, so just remember that for all of these, you must include the area. Okay, going to volume. This will be our 3D shapes. So you will have the rectangular prism. For those, you will need to include the length, width, height, and volume. Triangular prism, base and height, and volume. Cylinder, base and height, and volume. The cube, you need all sides. And the cone, you will need base, height, and volume. So if you're wondering how can you draw 2D and 3D in one page, just be creative. So I put these 2 examples on the side. So maybe you will have one building that is 3-dimensional and one that will be flat. Okay, so just be creative. Or if you want to keep it all the 2-dimensional shapes on one side and then the 3-dimensional